Picture this. It's Tuesday night, and you've got a hot date at the movies. If you don't know about Discount Movie Night, look it up. $5 movies on Tuesday. Thank us later. Of course, you're thinking about buying some popcorn drenched in butter. But what size do you go with? If the only options available were a large for $8 or a small for $4.50, which would you choose? We can bet that some of you are like us and chose the large, while others chose the small. It would all come down to personal preference and how much you like popcorn. But what if we introduced a third option, a medium-sized option for $7.50? Which would you choose then? Well, now things just got a little tricky. You think to yourself, for 50 cents more, I can get all that extra popcorn. We bet that your attention moved away from personal preference and towards the difference in perceived value of the large versus the medium popcorn size. The popcorn conundrum, as we like to call it, is a classic example of the decoy effect in action. The decoy effect happens when people's choice for one option over another changes when we introduce a third decoy option, alternatively known as an asymmetrically dominated choice. It's a principle introduced in behavioral economics that's used to sway a person's decision-making. Well, why does this happen? Why do we get tripped up when it comes to making decisions like these? The answer lies in how we perceive relativity. As cognitive psychologist Dan Ariely describes in his book, Predictably Irrational, when given multiple options, people can't help but compare them to determine which is better. We have a much easier time with options that are easily comparable. In contrast, we're also notoriously bad at comparing things that are not easily comparable. Let's return to the popcorn conundrum for a moment. When there were only two options, you probably asked yourself things like, do I even want popcorn? Does my date like popcorn? How much money do I have? Will I look cheap if I get the smaller size? But with the introduction of the decoy option, the burden of those questions shifts from preference to the value gained or lost between the two easily comparable options. Instead, now you find yourself asking, well, I don't know if I want popcorn, but if I were to buy some, paying 50 cents more for all that extra popcorn isn't so bad. So how can you apply this principle when designing wonderful experiences for your end users? As we all know, knowledge is power. Understand that we humans are irrational beings, and we don't always make decisions based on what's best for ourselves. It's your responsibility as designers, strategists, and badass decision makers to curate experiences that are not only enjoyable, but that also nudge your users to make better decisions. Steer clear of the dark patterns of design. Push back when told to apply these tactics for wrongdoing or for the bottom line. Arm yourself with this knowledge and use it to encourage positive decision-making by your users. In the end, what's better for the user is better for your stakeholders and for the company. You got this. Go out there with your newfound wisdom and create something magical. If you want to learn more about the decoy effect and other ways that our rationality fails us, check out Dan Ariely's Predictably Irrational. Link in the video description below.